Alright, okay, so I think I figured out what I was doing wrong. As you can see, I was farting around with it for so long, my screensaver kicked on. Ooh, what's interesting too is the system actually is putting out quite a little bit of heat. It's pretty cold in my apartment today, so a little bit of heat coming off the side here. Okay, so we're looking at Smith here. Backed out a little bit too far. We needed to go to System Storage Management, then we needed to go to Logical Volume Manager, then Physical... No, I'm sorry. I needed to go all the way back down to Devices, Fixed Disk. We needed to configure a defined disk. I did this on disk, excuse me, disk 1. So, when you select your other disk, in this case I'm going to select disk 2, it does something. And I wonder F6 here. So what is the command it's going to execute? So it's make device L H disk 2. So apparently that creates the disk so that then you can start adding it. So the next thing we want to do is go down to storage, we have Logical Volume Manager, and volume groups. List all volume groups. I don't care if we list... Okay, so effectively we have the root volume group, which is the internal one. I want to create another volume group for the external drives. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to add a volume group. I'm going to call this user VG, probably user VG 0. Physical partition size in megabytes is 4 is fine. Physical volume names. So here, pretty sure, yep, there we go, HDisk 1 and HDisk 2. So, I'm just going to start with HDisk 1. I want to activate it automatically at restart. Yes. I don't think I have to actually do anything with the rest of this. So I'm going to go ahead and start creating that. And I can see it flashing the hard drive light. Oh, well, you saw one flash of it, so it was working. Okay, so, warning, the physical partition size of 4 requires the creation of 2,172 partitions. The system limitation is 1,016. Specify larger physical partition size or a larger factor value in order to create a volume group on this disk. So, I guess we do have to change that to, instead of 4, I believe we can do 4, we'll go to 8. Supposed to be the next one, so let's try that. I think that should work. Okay, so that does, we went to 1086. Apparently we need to go to still larger yet. Oh shoot, I went back too far. Okay, user VG 0. Let's change that to 16 in this case, which should be fine. Physical volume names, we need to select hard drive 1, and the rest of it should be fine. So now we should be able to cook. Should be good to go. And let's see here. Hey, look at that, we got some flashing lights and everything. So I'm creating a second volume group. Why? I don't know. Why not, right? Okay, so we now have a hard drive attached. We have a volume group. So let's list all the volume groups. We should have user VG 0. Cool. Okay, so I think I have to activate the volume group. Maybe not. Consult my notes. In the end, the book didn't actually help me any. Okay, so I found somebody online that showed me how to go through this basically manually. Okay, so associated disk to the volume group, we did that. Okay, so we have a volume group, now we got to create a logical volume. Yep, there we go. On that volume group. So if we do this, for example, list all volume across all drives, we should see the volume groups that are VGs that are on both disks. So here's root VG, we got like, slash and user and temp and home and so on and so forth. And so I want to add a logical volume group name. I want user VG 0. So logical volume name we're going to call, let's see now, logical volume name. Let me go back here. I wanted to show characteristics, logical volume. See, I can't remember if the volume group, logical volume name has to be the path. I don't think it does. So let's look at like home, for example. Oh, where are we here? So there's a mount point, a label. I don't think we were setting label, I think we were setting name. So logical volume is HD1. So if we list all of them, so I suspect, I suppose we could always just create one and then delete it, but yeah, here we are. So they're going with this sort of HD naming structure. So, yeah, because there's the mount point. So I might just do something like user, I don't know, user HD0. Sure, why not? So I want to add a logical volume. Volume group name should be user VG0. Logical volume name. So let's use our let's do user LV0. Number of logical partitions. So this is, oh, I guess there. Does help actually help? Okay, specifies the minimum number of logical partitions that allocates to, okay, so since we set the LPs at 16 megabytes, I think, so now we want to, let me check my notes here. Alright, well, see, now they're just setting it based on size. See, I think a lot of my notes online are like AIX 5 or 6 or 7 or who knows what. So let's set it to, I don't know, 10. Physical volume names isn't required. See, the asterisk is what's required. And the rest of this I don't really need to care about since we're only going to use this like a temp. So go nuts, I guess. You can see the light flashing on the drive. See, now, what I'm not seeing, or didn't see, was a mount point. Well, there's user LV0. Okay, cool. So if we go back, list all logical volumes by volume group. Okay, so there we go. Logical partitions, and there's the 10. Physical volumes is 1. Mount point is not applicable. So we now, I still think we're going to do logical volumes. I want to set characteristics of the logical volume. I want to change the logical volume. I want to grab the new one that we just created. And user LV0, okay. And interesting, okay. So this is basically the same stuff that we were looking at before. Actually, I'm curious. Yeah, okay, can't change that. Okay, no. Alright, so it's not there. Boy, oh boy, I just... Alright. More systems. There we go. Okay, so file systems. Yeah, there we go. List all file systems. Okay, there we are. There we are. So, okay, so now that should be creating this sort of HD device. And we got a mount point. Yeah, I want to do that. That sounds right. So I want to add a file system. I want a journaled file system. It's on a previously defined logical volume. So we might have been able to go through here and do it anyway. We want a... Ooh, no, I think we want a large file enabled. Because of the update sizes I think we need. Okay, so logical volume name. I want to do user LV0 mount point. I want to do /usr/TETMP/TMP. I do want it to mount automatically at start. Don't know if I care about anything else here. I think I can just go ahead and hit enter. And it may be angry with me because I don't know if /temp exists there. See, it's churning away on that hard drive. Now, like I said, theoretically there was stuff on that drive. It was also AIX. I think you could have opened up the drive and remounted things, but I don't know what's on there, nor do I think I really care. So, here we are. So, we set it at 16 megabyte partitions. So, okay, so, based on the parameters chosen, limited to a maximum size. Okay, so that's byte blocks. So, comma. I hate this. Comma. So, 134. So that'd be bytes. K. Meg. Well, whatever. So basically, it's saying that the current size is 327680 in 512K byte blocks. So basically, divide it in half. And so we're about 160 or so megabytes. So huzzah! We figured this out. So if we drop down to a shell, F9, do a DF. Oh, and it's not mounted. So we can mount it on the console, but I think we can also mount it here. So we don't want to add anymore. We want to mount a file system. Mount that one. I think we can just go ahead and hit enter there. There we go. So F9. DF and user/temp. DF-K gives us kilobytes, so we got 157 megabytes on there. Cool beans. Now, I know that the update is roughly 600 megabytes, and it is tarballed, and we have to extract it first, so we need to get at least a partition of 2 gigabytes-ish. So, let us make it bigger. Who doesn't like bigger stuff? Okay, so, what we've got to do, back to logical volume, change the logical volume. I want to set characteristics, I think? Yes, I want to increase the size of a logical volume. I need to find that one. How interesting. So it actually set up a JFS log file, presumably on that same file system, or same drive, excuse me. Let's see, because here's another one for that one block, so is this one. So that's kind of interesting. Part of that journaled file system thing. Okay, so maximum number of physical volumes is set to 32. Is that what we need to increase? Okay, so set between 1 and the total number of physical volumes in the volume group. Oh, that's physical volumes. additional number of logical partitions. Increases the number of logical partitions allocated by, spacing, by allocating the number of additional logical, okay, so in other words, we need to add something. So it's at 16 now, so let's add another 16, so that should be 32 now. So we should be coming, we doubled it basically. So let's go ahead and do that. So that should, so 16, I wish I had a calculator, 16 times 32, boy, I'm just really not doing so hot with the math right now, so, whatever, we'll figure it out when we turn it on. Because now we've increased the size of the logical volume, logical volume. So do we have to do something for the file system? I would think so. File systems. I want to change a file system. It's the journal file system. Change the characteristics of the journal file system. User temp. Here we go. See size in 512K byte blocks. So we made the partition on, well, effectively, we allocated the drive, we made the partition on the disk bigger. Now we have to increase the size of the file system. So if we double this, I really should have a calculator of some fashion here. That'll make this a little bit easier, but let me grab my trusty laptop here. Okay, so we've got 327,680 times 2 is 655,360. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, of course, this is only going to increase the size of it by, it's roughly going to double it. So instead of 158 gig megs or whatever, it'll be 300 megabytes. But this will prove what we're doing here is going to work. File system size changed. So we've opened a shell, df-k, and look at that. 317 megabytes. Cool. All right. So we need to go back to the logical. Now, theoretically, we could change the logical volume on that drive to be the size of the disk. And in fact, I think I want to do that. I'll drop the laptop. That wouldn't be any good. So physical volumes, I think now we can. I want to list them, I think. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm looking for how many partitions are in there. Can we, get let's disk 1. What's the maximum number? Nope. Volume group. List. I think I want to list all volume groups. Nope, that's that simple listing. So I think I want to do contents. Sure, why not? Yes, I believe this is it. Okay, so we have 8 megabyte physical partitions, or PPs. We have 515 free. We've used 27 for 432 megabytes. That's interesting because I thought we only used 16 or 32. Oh boy. Well, we got 515 free. So let us go to the logical volume. Show characteristics of a logical volume. Oh, hit the wrong key. F4. All this work just to get some drive space. But you can kind of see how powerful this can be. Oh, so it's at 26. Now, I thought we doubled that to 32. So, whatever. Okay, so LPs are at 26. So, let's increase that, shall we? Set characteristics. Increase the size. Yep, that one. And so we're at 26, so let's add, I don't know. So there were 515, so let's add 256. Why not, right? Didn't seem like it was really listening to me before when I said 32 and it's at 26, but now this may take a little bit, so we'll give it a couple of minutes here. If it doesn't hurry up, I'll just turn the camera off and let it churn for a while. Oh, cool. Alright. So, let's look at, hold on, show characteristics again. Take a peek at user view. So, 282. Okay, so we have 282 times 16, which is, I'm mathing here, 282, is 4,512 megabytes. So that should be more than enough for our partition to do the temp file, or excuse me, the update file. So let's get out of here. Out of here, out of here, out of here. File systems. Change a file system, journal file system. I want to change the characteristics of a file system. User temp. Okay, so here we are. So we have 4,512 megabytes. I want to do, let's say, a 4 gigabyte partition. So 4,096. 192, right? So in 512 byte blocks. So okay, so hold on. So we're gonna take calculator here. 4,096 megabytes times 2 is 8192 times what? Divided by? 16,000. Okay. No. So let's go. 80. Oh, wait. Excuse me. 192. I don't know. 256. Sure. There. It's a multiple of 2. Okay. So I only got a minute and 30 seconds left on the camera here, so we'll see if we can get this. I can hardly believe I've been at this for 20 minutes. But, hey, right? You know. See the drive kind of flickering away there. Did you just hear that? It's sort of a pitch change. I don't know about these drives in here. These are really old. I got these units, gosh, back when I was still at college, so like 7 years ago. Kind of a testament to the size of these things. I've got 2 9-gig discs, and they probably got more hours on them than you'd believe. And I've got stuff that's practically brand new in comparison that died out pretty much right away. Well, we're coming up on 33 seconds here, so this may be one of those. This may be the part where it takes a long time to finish. So I'm going to wrap this up for right now. When you see me next, we'll probably have a new file system available, and we'll FTP over the file. So thanks for watching.